Ford enthusiasts showed up in droves at Barrett-Jackson's 2025 Scottsdale auction at Westworld in January, eager to claim their favorite blue oval icons. Leading the pack at the world's greatest collector car auctions were some stunning Ford GTs, custom-built Broncos, and beautifully crafted Resto-Mod Mustangs. And among the noteworthy sales were two exceptional trucks, earmarked both for charity, a 2021 Ford F-150 XLT Custom, this a Chip Foose and Real Truck collaboration that raised $150,000 for the Progeria Research Foundation, and a 2024 Shelby F-150 Raptor R Barrett-Jackson Edition pickup that raised $325,000 for the Carroll Shelby Foundation and the African Parks Foundation of America. So here are your top 10 Fords brought to you by Meguiar's for the 2025 Barrett-Jackson Scottsdale auction. Coming in at number 10 with a 2005 Ford GT.
Features a Hefner Performance twin turbocharged 5.4-liter dual overhead cam V8 engine.
Somebody get 150 and 200 and $200,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, exterior highlights here include the front splitter, the rear lip spoiler, the rear diffuser, rear bumperettes in place of the factory bumper. A remarkable example with that big 5.4-liter.
10, I had to get down 410 and $410,000 and 410. I'm riding with Camille all the way at 400. Now 10's good right here and 410 and $410,000 and now 20 and 420 and 420 and 420 out of it to get down 15. Now 20 and $420,000 out of it to get down 40 to get down 20 and $420,000 out of it to get down 50 and to get down $20,000 all through and 420 and $420,000 out of it to get down 40 to get down 20 40 to get down 20 and $420,000 I have sold for $415,000.
Number 9, well, it's appropriate enough. It's a Boss 9, one of just 500 Boss 429s built back in 1970.
This matching numbers rotisserie restoration powered by a 429 cubic inch engine. Hurst shifter, controlled 4-speed transmission. Only 89 finished in Calypso Coral. Per the Marty report, here's lot number 1390.
And $450,000 and let me hear you and $450 and $430 and $430. How did it get down? 525, 30 and $425 and $30,000 all through, and I have sold for $425,000.
Number 8, a lot more modern, a 2006 Ford GT with just 2,800 miles on the odometer.
This is one of my favorite cars of all time right here. The second coming of the Ford GT, made from 2005 to 2006, and they replicated that iconic style, the GT40.
They only made 75 of the Speed Yellow. I got a chance to get up close to this. One of my friends, Click Baldwin, used to own one. Beautiful car, made better with the hamster sticker on the back like he had. But these cars are so special. This one had a $42,000 service recently to just really go through everything about it. So you also know that this is a ripper. You could actually go out there, drive it. Tyler, you've spent some time in one of these before. They are incredible driving machines.
Already $450,000, so about double its original MSRP back in 2006. And yeah, that noise with that supercharger right behind your head, I mean, inches from your head, the noise just incredible. And to be able to row your own gears with just a fantastic 6-speed manual transmission, there's no experience like it. Only 2,800 miles on this one.
You know, it looks almost identical to those GT40s, but it's really important to point out, I always refer to it as an 11/10 replica. It's just slightly bigger, a little bit taller, a little bit longer, a little bit roomier inside, and most importantly, a little more comfortable if you're going to be driving one of these.
Well, one thing they replicated faithfully is the doors. You can see the line here that goes just like the other Ford GTs. Definitely want to watch your head getting out of this.
$462,000 for a 2006 Ford GT.
Ford GTs dominated Le Mans back in the 1960s, so it's no surprise that the comeback version is doing the same for this list. Number 7 on our top 10 Ford sales, a 2005 Ford GT.
Now the house is packed here at Westworld with good reason. Great cars up on the block like this 2005 Ford GT. The current bid, $470,000.
This one with all 4 options. There were only 4. BBS alloy wheels, painted brake calipers, the dual stripes, and the Macintosh stereo. This one very, very low miles.
$475,000 to those folks right there. Congratulations. Handshakes all the way around. thumbs up. They'll write the number on the car, and away it will go.
We've got a tie for number 6. To start, how about a 2005 Ford GT so fresh that it's never even been titled?
Completely original condition, private collection vehicle. This GT remained untitled until now. It is powered by the supercharged 4-liter V8, made it with that 6-speed manual gearbox.
And 500,000 out of it to get down 555. And you say it 500 is bid. And 95, kind of like that. 500 with Gordon. And 500 is that right now? 510 and 510 and 510,000 out and a half. Gordon's in the lead and a half. Sold for $500,000.
And it's probably not a surprise that it's another Ford GT tied for 6. This one painted Mark IV red, commemorating Dan Gurney and A.J. Foyt's victory at Le Mans in 1967.
$500,000 bid for this 2006 Ford GT.
Well, this one has been kept pretty much in the wrapper. Although this car is now 19 years old, it has only covered 276 actual miles.
Absolutely, Canelo is right down here. He will sign it for you. That is the designer right there. Canelo Pardo designed this car after the original GT40s. An opportunity right here.
25.
Pointing out the designer, there he is right there, the gentleman who was involved in creating the GT. And it just sold here at Barrett-Jackson for $500,000.
Coming in at number 4 on our list of the top 10 Ford sales from Scottsdale was a truck that is world famous. Built by Ken Block for the viral Gymkhana Drift Series, it's the Hoona truck.
This is a real piece of history, as I said when it came up. All handmade. This is one of those vehicles that you'll look back in time and say, Ken was one of the masters of driving. The cars that they built did some unbelievable, not stunts, precision driving to the very edge of what is capable of being done.
It is truly one of the most special vehicles here. That's a 3.5 V6 twin turbo out of the Ford GT Le Mans program. It's paired up to an all-wheel drive transmission sequential shift. To make sure everything was working, it was all built to be modular. So let me show you backside here in the inside of the truck. So each section, the idea was that this part of the suspension, right or left, or the whole center section, the rear section, if anything was hurt during one of those Gymkhana videos like Gymkhana 10 or Climbkhana 2 where this thing ripped up the Tiananmen Mountain in China, everything could be replaced in about 15 minutes, including that transmission. If you look inside, everything is made to be on quick release in the interior so you can get the handbrake out, everything, drop that transmission, replace it in 15 minutes. So special to see Lucy here with the truck and Ken's son as well. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Mike, to own something like this. This truck also has an invitation, I've heard, to go to the Peterson Museum to help benefit the 43 Institute in memory of Ken. What an amazing piece.
$900,000 for the Hoona truck. Ken Block, we lost him a couple years ago, but this truck is truly a legend that he put on the road.
Well, that truck is loud and proud. Number 3 on our Ford list is sleek and smooth. A 2022 Ford GT with only 16 miles on the odometer.
22 was intended to be the final year of production for the GT. 4 years, 5 cars per week built. You can do the math. They did end up building them into the following year.
Yeah, this one in the back, EcoBoost twin turbo V6, 660 horsepower.
In the ordering process, when I visited Ford and went down and saw the Skunk Works where these cars were designed in secret under Ford President Raj Nair, the father of the GT, I met with the designer of this body. And I said, stripes or no stripes? He says, no. Stripes on the previous car. Stripes are heritage. He says, no stripes is the way this car should be built. And I'm glad I took his advice. That's an Akrapovic titanium exhaust, optional the first 2 years, standard thereafter. And we're at $1 million bid for this 2022.
Yeah, that makes it the 4th $1 million car of the day so far, and it just hammered sold. $1 million for a 2022 Ford GT in frozen white, all that competition machinery underneath, basically a race car on the street.
Time for the runner-up on our list of the top 10 Ford sales from Barrett-Jackson. It was the only 2019 Ford GT produced that year in the iconic color of grabber orange.
Multimatic in Ontario built these cars for Ford. They could only complete 5 cars per week because this car rolled down a line, the carbon fiber tug was built, and only then was it decided, does it turn left and become a race car or turn right and become a road car? EcoBoost V6, I can tell you, these are wonderful to drive.
It just hit $1 million here at Barrett-Jackson, meaning this now is the #1 sale so far on Super Saturday.
Yeah, this is well north of its original MSRP, but still has amazing options. $95,000 worth. That extended carbon fiber package, the carbon fiber wheels, and that one-off color. Only 1,600 miles on this thing as well.
$1,100,000 for a 2019 Ford GT in grabber orange.
All right, time for the #1 Ford sale at Scottsdale at Barrett-Jackson, and it belonged to a very special car, a 2020 Ford GT. It was the liquid carbon edition that belonged to DJ Marshmello.
$250,000 to do the exposed carbon fiber options. That is not paint. You come up close and you can see all the beautiful carbon fiber bodywork on this Ford GT, matching the carbon fiber wheels, ceramic brakes, but the mirrors are painted blue. That's the only little bit of color here, paint-wise.
But you're doing it here on a piece of Americana with the helmet, with the experience. This is an opportunity, a $250,000 option to polish the carbon out on the car.
$1,600,000.
Well, and you notice the helmet they're referring to is a DJ Marshmello, but this one has been done in carbon fiber to mimic the carbon fiber of the body.
And Craig was talking about the VIP experience. The winning bidder can fly out to Las Vegas and have fun with DJ Marshmello himself. I imagine go to a club and see what it takes to buy a Ford GT.
Well, in this case, it took $1.6 million, and I think that's our old friend Ron Pratt. Well, Jeff Gordon right beside him. Everybody's happy about what's going on up in the skybox. $1.6 million for that Ford GT Liquid Carbon Special Edition.
There were also some Fords sold to benefit great causes. Let's start with the 2024 Shelby Ford F-150 Raptor R Barrett-Jackson Edition.
To tell you about African Parks is chairman of the board of African Parks Foundation, Rob Walton.
Real honor to present this truck. Shelby has provided it. Shelby Foundation shares in half the proceeds in African Parks. It is just an extraordinary operation. 5,000 jobs they're providing all across Africa. Provide security in a lot of insecure places. It's important for the United States and I think important for the world.
So Carroll started the Carroll Shelby Foundation after he had his heart transplant in 1990. And one of our main focuses is helping families with children going through transplant care. Carroll recognized over 20 years ago that kids need an option other than four-year university, and auto tech is a highly desirable field to get into. We support a number of schools around the country and work closely with dealerships in getting scholarships in the hands of kids to get a better life.
Not only do you get the truck, but you also get a luxury safari adventure in Rwanda, East Africa. So, you know, this is a screaming deal. I mean, a one-of-one Barrett-Jackson Edition Raptors by Shelby, and you get to support two great causes, and you get a wonderful vacation at the same time.
Here's an idea. Ship this one to Africa and take it on the safari with you. Go see the elephants, all the wild animals, and go take some serious jumps.
$325,000. Once again, more money being raised for great causes here at Barrett-Jackson.
And finally, let's not forget the 2021 Ford F-150 XLT, the custom pickup that Chip Foose helped bring to life with every penny going to fight a rare disease.
He's the owner and president of Foose Design. Give him a hand.
Well, when Real Truck asked me if I would build their truck for them and that when we get it finished, we'll take it to the SEMA show, all the proceeds would go to the charity of my choice. what I chose was Progeria Research Foundation, which is very near and dear to my heart because my sister Amy Foose, who passed away in 1985, had progeria. And if you're not familiar with what progeria is, it's rapid aging. And at any one time, there are maybe 200 children around the world with this disease. And when you're trying to find a cure for a disease, most companies that want to create or develop a cure, they're looking for people that need that. So with only 200 children that need a cure, it's hard to find funding. This is the way we're finding the funding. And the people at Progeria have let me know that they believe they're about 8 to 10 years away from finding a cure that will not only help all of these children, but they could help humanity because they're opening the key and discovering what it is, how aging works. And if you want to help humanity, bid this truck up and take it home.
Let's go, Joseph.
Boy, it's a perfect combination. It's a great truck, modified in a great way by Chip Foose. And all of the money going to go to a great cause. Once again, another example here at Barrett-Jackson of the organization taking the time to raise money for a cause that is near and dear to someone's heart.
Thanks for tuning in to our Top 10 Fords, brought to you by Meguiar's from the Barrett-Jackson's 2025 Scottsdale auction. Make sure you click here or here to watch more auction action.